Many people knew what the Ice Bucket Challenge was, but very few of those people knew what ALS was. So I think they were just doing it because they were challenged in the Ice Bucket Challenge.
In the summer of 2014, tens of millions of us took part in the Ice Bucket Challenge for ALS and helped launch the biggest movement in medical history. Everyone from Oprah to the Foo Fighters joined the fun. Bill Gates built his own ice bucket contraption. Former and future presidents accepted the challenge. And one guy even created the most epic ice bucket video ever.
My name is Steve Ellis, and I have ALS. Well, what it means to me is, it's a disease that I'm learning about and just trying to walk through the stages of what it's going to do in my body and, what it means to my family at this point. Well, like most folks, I didn't really know what it was at the time. I was going through some physical things, but not to the extent where it was worrisome. It wasn't until I started to do the research about what ALS was and, and how it progresses and the fact that it is not a curable disease that I go through some thoughts in that regard.
To be the wife of someone who has ALS is a lot. It is a true test of for better or worse, for sick or for poor. Your caregiving steps in automatically, and it's had a significant impact on our family unit. I wouldn't say a negative way, but in a positive way. We've always been very tight and close, and it's just brought us even together.
I know you don't get to choose your parents. I just feel very fortunate and blessed that God aligned their paths and then aligned the three of our paths together. I take being their daughter very seriously, especially because my grandfather and the legacy and the person that he is here, I know that Ellis is a bigger name, a bigger legacy than me. So even if I'm not in the beauty world, it's important to me to still live up to the characteristics, the elements of what it means to be a part of the Ellis family. My dad has a knack for slipping in conversations. So he kind of slipped it in there hey, I went to the doctor today and they told me what's going on, but I don't want to tell you right now. And when you hear that, you're like, well, now you got to tell me. Then the next day at work, I'd actually looked it up, what ALS was, and then saw, the life expectancy, what it does to a person's body. And I was working at a talent agency at the time, and I was sitting at my desk. I was an assistant, so I was sitting at my desk, and I just got really overwhelmed by what I was reading. And so I went in a bathroom stall and called my mom and cried.
The day that I found out that Steve had ALS, I remember the day, the time, where I was, and he gave me I got the phone call, and I immediately went numb. It was similar to how I felt when I found out about my diagnosis 14 years ago with my breast cancer. So it was very similar to that. So it was just okay, here we go.
But now we're on our way to the walk. As of today, I think we'll get a good show out.
Yeah, we got a lot of people, 20-something people. Sometimes I feel like I'm on autopilot, but at the same time, I am very tapped in and maybe, I don't know, sometimes smothering, he might think, but I just want to make sure that he's okay, and whatever he needs, that he has it, and whatever I can do to help him be at ease and that his day flows. When he told me that a couple of months ago, he told me that he couldn't drive anymore. The very next day, I was up with him at 6:30 in the morning, driving him to work.
I feel fine.
Okay.
I feel fine. I mean, there's always the energy level is low, but other than that, wake up with the drag, I guess you would say. What was me? Oh, I'm feeling so tired today. Because at the end of the day, you can feel tired from anything.
True.
Don't let it get to you. Don't let it get in your head. And just you know what you got to do today, so get it done.
This is new territory for all of us. And I know my mom has been a caretaker before, but this is very different. So kind of, I mean, for me, I think it forces me to just have a little bit more grace and kind of humanize the experience and see it for, this isn't maybe just like my mom asking me to do this because she doesn't want to do it. It's my mom asking me to do this because maybe her plate is just full.
Let me tell you what happened the other day, though.
What?
So I had the interview with Social Security. And I don't know if it's, we're trying to decide if it's Social Security or rehabilitation. But it was the Social Security office. Because I was told by another young lady that I was eligible for either disability or my Social Security based on life expectancy of the disease. I wouldn't be able to get it, when I get old. So I'm eligible for it now because I've contributed. First thing they asked me was how much money I made. I told them that. And as soon as I told them that, they said, "Yo, you ain't eligible." So I tried to
What?
Yeah.
You're not eligible for the Social Security that you've paid into
That's what
over
they said.
all these years?
That's what they said. Now, I don't know if it was Social Security or disability, but they said based on my income, I wasn't eligible. So I went on to explain that I understand there's been a federal law that is passed based on ALS, based on life expectancy, that individuals that fall under this are eligible for their benefits. She wasn't aware of it. I said, well, can we just do the application? Let's walk through all the steps. If indeed I'm not eligible, that's fine. But if I am, I don't want to have to do what we're going to do all over again. 21 is when I had a mild heart attack. I couldn't breathe. It was the middle of the night. For some reason, the Lord spoke to me and said, don't be hard-headed. Go find out what's going on. So we get up at I tell my wife, we get up at 1 o'clock and go to Cedars and, let them know what was going on. I couldn't breathe. Middle of probably the next day, they told me I had congestive heart failure, but that was pretty much all they saw.
I knew the high level information, right? I knew he had congestive heart failure, but I didn't know the ins and outs to know what medicine he'd been prescribed. I knew the symptoms and things like that. If anything, we could say the medicine was potentially a trigger, but I wouldn't feel comfortable in saying that it 1 + 1 = 2 there. But I could say that it was a trigger, maybe along with other things that were happening that caused this particular disease to come up.
The medications that he was prescribed for his heart condition 2 years ago, so we're in 2023, so that was 2021. I don't know if they impacted the onset of the ALS condition, but I do think that, you know, doctors in their specialization or their specialty area focus on that specialty. So their job is to prescribe medications for his heart condition and not think about the impact of what could happen later on. And even having those conversations with his cardiologist and saying, you know, these things are happening. It was kind of brushed off a little bit, and that concerned us a lot. And, you know, thank God Steve was super diligent with trying to figure out, you know, how to get a right answer and being proactive with, you know, going to multiple doctors and just trying to figure this thing out.
For me, I always think the medications, if it was laying dormant in me, then I always say the medications got it started and, you know, maybe accelerated it. But through 2022, I was started to feel maybe in May or June some balance issues. And again, for me playing golf, I was following through, but I was stepping through and something was off. And then I started walking funny. And the walking funny led me to, I had fallen once or twice and I didn't know why. So I went to see my doctor and he couldn't explain. So he told me to go see a podiatrist because I was having some pain on my right foot. And that thing on my right foot, I had a mild stress fracture on my right foot. And the doctor told me that I had foot drop because the muscles in the front of my leg weren't functioning anymore, so I couldn't lift my toes. As I was walking, I was dragging my toes. And that's what caused me to fall. So I go through the foot drop, I get the a brace on my foot, and that changed my walking for a while. And that's what I attributed it to, some of the weakness and the way I was getting around was a combination of the foot drop and the stress fracture.
Time is a luxury in a lot of ways, and I think especially for me as someone who's 28, right, like I have lived a life, but I haven't really even like started a big chunk of my life. So I think I even imagine, you know, I'll live to be XYZ, and sometimes that's just not the case. Like time is something that we're all given, not guaranteed. So something like this where you're literally just hoping for more time or as much time as you can get kind of forces you to be present in that way, not just with my family, but in all areas.
It was August or September. We're down in Palm Springs. I'm playing golf. I'm exhausted at the end of maybe 12 holes. So I stopped playing. I mean, I was so tired, the wife and him had to come pick me up. I go back to the doctor and they're like, something's going on. So he sends me to the neurologist to see if we can figure out what's going on, because I'm telling him I'm feeling weak. And I still haven't really noticed any weight, but I knew I was feeling weaker and was having trouble breathing. December of 2022. So I go to the neurologist, they hook me up on all the machines, all the fingers, all the toes. So he comes back and says, I want you to have some deeper tests done. At Cedars, Dr. Abbey, to do some deeper tests. That was the first of the year.
First of this year?
First of 2023, yes. So I go to Dr. Abbey in January, and then Dr. Abbey starts doing a gang of tests on me. And because Cedars lets you see all your tests, I'm looking at all the results, and there's negative, 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 negative. So I'm thinking, whatever's going on, we don't know because all of these negative tests are coming back. That's when she tells me I was diagnosed with ALS. Because there is no diagnosis for ALS. They just test everything else. And if you don't have any of those things, then you have ALS.
The sooner I was able to make that click, and not grieving in the sense like I'm waiting for, that's certainly not what I'm doing. I don't look forward to that day. I hope that it doesn't come anytime soon. But to say that the emotions that I'm feeling now aren't going to be emotions that I have to deal with post that day, I would be kidding myself.
So we're going to Cancun in July. And I'm in the airport wheelchair. And, we're sitting at the gate. His brother rolls up in a regular wheelchair. So I'm thinking, as I'm doing my research, it's going to take my legs and my strength and this, that, and the other. So I see the brother in the wheelchair, and I roll up to him. I told my wife I'm going to go talk to him. She's like, why? I said, well, I want to know what wheelchair's life's like about. She's like, really, huh? I'm like, yeah, no problem. So I rolled up on the guy, talked to him. I said, hey, man, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I may be in this wheelchair for a minute. I noticed you're there. I'm just wondering what wheelchair life is all about. So we talked for about 15 minutes. And, he's telling me how they had to redo the house and this, that, and the other. And then he says, well, what's going on with the chair, man? What you got? And I told him I had ALS. And the brother starts crying. Come to find out, his dad had passed away from ALS a couple of years ago. There are a lot more people in my community that have been diagnosed with ALS. My question now becomes, are they participating in the organizations that sponsor walks like that? Because we were the only people of color there as a group. So is that disease being recognized by our community, and is our community participating in those types of events that can be beneficial and provide information to them that they may not have?
Did the ALS walk make me feel more hopeful? I don't think it made me feel more hopeful. I think it made me feel more comforted in the fact that there are a lot of other people around LA that are having similar experiences, not the same, but a similar experience, but not hopeful in the sense that there still is no cure. So I'm comforted by the idea that like what I'm experiencing is not isolated, but it didn't fill me up with hope, no.
For a living, I am a teacher. The Untouchables is an apprentice program that I own separately for that. I've been in the beauty industry I'm a legacy kid. My dad was in the industry. I'm in the industry, so I'm a teacher for Barbers and Cosmos. And, my goal is to, take that industry to the level that I feel that deserves, to make sure those people are recognized for their skills, and to teach them a lot more about the business side of the industry. That is my goal. And you talk about not leaving anything on the table.
Hi, my name is Elijah Edwards. I attend Untouchable Academy. Steve is, when I visit here the first time, he was like, everyone was giving me good information about him, his history, his character. Then I actually interact with him and I saw that he was very caring, he's loving, he motivates you. His motivation is like, he would grab you in a way like, okay, I can do this, I can do this. So he's a really great man.
Hi, my name is Erica, and I'm here at Untouchable, which is a barbering school for barbers and cosmetologists. My experience with Sean and Steve has been incredible. They are both very intelligent people. Steve was a barber, so he's very educated. Sean, she's very educated on the state board, so any questions that I have, she's able to answer them.
Very, very down-to-earth man. We sat, he sat me actually in this room that we're in. We had a conversation and he asked me some questions of why I wanted to become a barber. The academy still continues, the legacy still continues. I expect for them to just keep going and making good barbers out of this Untouchable Academy.
Good Fred's Barbershop is Steve's dad's barbershop. It's been here since probably the 70s to my best recollection. It is a staple in the South LA community. A lot of people came here back in the day for their Jerry curls and their Good Fred oil and all those things. So it's definitely an iconic establishment here in South LA. I would say that Good Fred was, or Fred, I called him Papa Fred, nickname, the mayor of 54th Street because he knew everybody, but he was definitely about community. He was about giving back. He was always helping people. There was an annual feeding of underserved peoples in the community that he would do for Thanksgiving every year and other ways to, to sort of give back and help others. So the second walk was in December of last year, and it was maybe about 6 months after he passed. It was important for me and for Kennedy to continue doing the walk because it was important to Steve and obviously important to us and his family and friends and loved ones. So we're always going to be walking in honor of Big Smoke.
It's been a hard situation with both of them, his father and him, being gone now. A lot of things ran through my mind just thinking that this was gonna be over just because he was the main person here and his wife. But at some point I was hoping that they wouldn't close this academy.
His legacy will be with Untouchable Apprentice and with me forever. And now we're gonna be moving to another location very close by. More details to come, but it'll be Untouchable 2.0. If I had to say one thing, it would just, again, be his passion for teaching and nurturing and helping his students. He loved his students, whether it was here or the ones, at Compton or the many other schools that he taught at. Now with him being gone, I think it was important that I did have those couple of years behind the scenes because it helped me to easily transition into taking a more forward-facing approach in communicating with everybody, and there's a lot of everybody's.
First of all, I would give him a tight hug and thank him very much for his hard work, for all the knowledge that he gave me, everything, how he sat and listened to me, and how I expressed myself sometimes to him. But I would definitely give him a hug and just tell him thank you for making me who I am, a good barber.
So coming up on the year of his passing, as of today, I feel good. I know that sounds hesitant, but I'm good. I'm in a much better space than I was, a few months ago. I just came back from a much needed trip and got some things out of that trip that I didn't even know I needed. And that experience was amazing. Steve showed up a couple of times, harassing me as usual.
I have a window that I see, that I'm aware of. Everybody has a window, but most people aren't aware of what that window is. So you keep thinking what you're gonna do, I'm gonna get to it, those kind of things. For me, It's just a matter of trying to seal things down and making sure that I get the things handled that I want to get handled and prioritizing those things. Don't keep the list so wide open. You know, when you got time, you can have a bunch of unchecked boxes. Me, I'm trying to check the priority boxes at this point in time is what ALS has kind of done and driven for me in that regard.